Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Entrepreneurship World Cup 2023 edition, 2022 for Barbados. I'm 1 year in advance, but yes, this is the Entrepreneurship World Cup Barbados 2022. So not foretelling for 2023 just yet. I am Crystal Legrand, your host for this evening. And with me, I have some amazing entrepreneurs, enthusiastic judges, and of course, our organizers here across the region, COESL, Dr. Marcia Brandon, here with us to host this competition tonight. And so before we get started, let's kickstart with a welcome address from Dr. Brandon. Over to you, Dr. Brandon, with your address.
So welcome everyone, and congratulations to all the finalists. Thank you to all the judges who are here, and of course to my COESL team who helps to organize EWC throughout the region. Crystal Legrand, who is our Chief Implementation Manager, and Joshua Fort, who is our Chief Pitch Specialist. Couldn't do it without you, so thank you very, very much. I am going to share my screen and run through some information with you. Let me just find this information. I'm seeing a message in the chat. Is that better now? Who is that from? Sorry. Is that from Michael? EWC Events 8?
No, Dr. Brandon. So there was some feedback, but I'm pretty sure it's good now because I'm not here. You're good to go.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. So it takes me a little while to navigate through these things. Okay, Justin. So I am going to share my screen now. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, we are.
Okay, fantastic. So welcome to EWC Barbados National Finals 2022. And on the picture under Entrepreneurship World Cup, you will see Grow on the Global Stage. That is actually Dale Trotman. And I don't know how many of you know Dale Trotman or have met him, but he was the 2019 top 100. He made it into the top 100 of EWC Global, and he is an entrepreneur from Barbados. Yeah. Yes, right. Sorry, I'm having some clicking issues. So let me tell you a little bit about EWC, even though I'm sure most of you know about EWC, but just to reiterate, this is not just a pitch competition. It is actually a program that empowers or helps entrepreneurs to grow, whether they're in the idea stage, early stage, or growth stage. I hope that you were able to access some of the perks, visit the platform, and access some of the resources that they have on the platform, and even reach out to some of the entrepreneurs in other parts of the world. And I also hope that even within the region, for sure, you have made some contacts. Prizes go up to $10 million, cash prize up to $1 million, but a plethora of other prizes in kind and other resources up to 10 million. It is a program or an event of Global Entrepreneurship Network, and Global Entrepreneurship Network supports or partners with different organizations, different business support or entrepreneurship support organizations in over 200 countries throughout the world. This year, they will celebrate 15 years of doing Global Entrepreneurship Week, which is a week that comes up in November 14th every year, and it's been going for the past 15 years. Last year, 2021, our EWC winner in Barbados was Sheena Frederick, and Sheena Frederick is the founder of Queen Layers. Some of our partners tonight include Hello Natural, Bango, V-Card Caribbean, and you'll hear a bit more from V-Card Caribbean as they have some prizes to offer us as well, and Sludterra, among others. Our judges are Mrs. Sherian Boyce, founder and CEO of Hello Natural, Miss Michelle N. Samuel, who is the founder of Sludterra, and Michelle is one of our partners out of St. Lucia, who is joining us tonight. And it's been very interesting because for the entire events that we have been running, we have been able to have cross-country judges, which has been just absolutely fantastic. I love the whole integration part of that. And we have Mr. Brian Lee Chandler, who is the National Project Coordinator of a project called the Coconut Project. And COESL is partnering with him on that project. So I just want to say to everyone, please tell your story, share your dream, because of course nobody knows your business like you. Good luck, everyone, and remember, you're all winners. Have fun. Have fun. Thank you.
Sure will.
Thank you, Dr. Brandon. And over to our next welcome address from the global organization, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, Mr. Jonathan Altman, with his welcome address for the competition tonight.
No volume. There's no volume.
Crystal, we're not hearing Jonathan.
Still no sound.
No audio, no audio.
We can play it after.
Yes, I'm working on that. There we go.
No sound.
No audio, no audio.
We can play it after.
I haven't started yet. 1 second. Yes, but I'm working on that.
Still no audio.
Crystal, you need to remain unmuted.
Still no audio, guys.
Right, there's no audio. No.
Crystal, can you hear me? You may need to remain unmuted.
So, Hi.
Still no audio.
Crystal, you need to remain unmuted.
Still no audio, guys.
Right, there's no audio.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
There's a delay on the other end.
I just realized that there is a delay on my side to your side. So what we'll do is play the audio, play this video at the end of the event so that we can continue to press forward in the competition. And so thank you all again for being here. And so without further ado, to not delay the event any further, we will go straight into the pitch competition. In preparations for that, I'd like to share some information in regards to what the judges will be looking for when they are listening to the pitch presentations of our finalists tonight. Tonight, we have 5 wonderful finalists with us, and they're each going to present their business for 3 minutes. So at the start, when you start your presentations, you will have 3 minutes to present. And at the end of the 3 minutes, you will hear me say thank you. And that will be your indication that your 3 minutes is up.
Mm-hmm.
The judges will be grading all the finalists on the 4 Ps. These Ps include the people, the product, the potential, and the predictability. These are graded on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. Therefore, the highest score that any finalist can get is 20 points. Mm-hmm. Collectively, from the 3 judges, then your score will be in anywhere from 0 to 60 points. The finalist with the highest score this evening will be awarded the EWC National Finalist winner, and will be moving forward to the regional competition taking place on November 20th this year. And further details about the regionals will be shared with the finalists as they advance forward. So tonight, without any further ado, let us begin with our first finalist. And our first finalist tonight is Quality Performance Systems, Mr. Bernardo Weeks. Over to you, Mr. Bernardo. You can start sharing your screen.
Thank you very much. Let me just share my screen now.
Yes. Once we can see and hear you clearly and your screen is in front of us, then your time will begin.
All right, can you hear and see me?
I can hear you, I can see you, and you are sharing your screen.
All right. So
all right. So at your first word, your time will begin. Much success.
Good evening to everyone. We are QPS. We're an IT company that has been in existence for the last 32 years, serving Barbados and the Caribbean. I am Bernardo Weeks. Over those 32 years, we have seen the loss that is suffered by some of our clients due to natural and infrastructural disasters in terms of money and data loss. We have actually created a solution to that particular problem by creating a solar-powered containerized data center with backups. The objective here is that we want to ensure that our clients' data is both preserved, secured, and always available. In this particular slide, what you actually see here is the prototype. The first top picture is the prototype that is actually under construction and will be going live in about 2 weeks' time. And the second photo is the finished product. In terms of our market, we have recognized through research that there are over 27 million companies within the region. And of those companies, only 75% of them do not have a disaster mitigation plan. What we have done is that we have taken 20 million of those businesses, and we are targeting 1% of that business pattern. And we're looking at $120 per annum. So we should be able to net just about $2.4 million in business per year. As far as our marketing is concerned, we are making full use of the high impact social media forum. We are also looking at and currently recruiting resellers. We're also currently recruiting international affiliates. We have already started to position ourselves in trade programs, and we'll be associated with professional associations. Our competitors are basically in the United States, but as cash backup and cache data storage, we believe that we have what it takes to compete and to win in that particular forum. Our key competitive advantage is that we have a situation where we offer unlimited device backup in order to capture critical data wherever it resides on the network. Our clients pay for storage only, whereas our competitors, clients pay for the device as well as they pay for storage. From an accounting perspective, we've always been a profitable company because we've managed our expenses exceedingly well, as you can see from this particular slide. And we've continued to grow over the years. We're actually requesting and seeking funds in the arena of $300,000 US. $245,000 out of that 300,000 goes directly to the cost of the solar data center, containerized. And the remainder of it goes towards advertising and sales, because we intend to use professional sales entities as well as professional advertising media. Our team is a solid team. We've had they have had many years as consultants and management experts. And as I said before, I've actually spent 32 years within the IT industry, so I am pretty much an expert in the arena. Our approach relative to our solution to the problems that our clients experience is that we believe that the better way to approach disasters, whether they be structural or natural, is to prevent or to avert or to reduce the impact of the disasters on our businesses and our entities within the region. We are Quality Performance Systems. Thank you very much. I am Belnando Weeks. It has been a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Mr. Weeks. Thank you for your presentation. And now we will have the judges' questions for you as we go into the question and answer section of the competition. So over to our first judge, Judge Sherry Ann Boyce. Over to you with your questions for Mr. Weeks.
Hi, Mr. Weeks. Great presentation.
Thank you very much.
Right.
That's appreciated.
You're most welcome. I was having a look at your presentation with regards to the model that you're using to store these systems, huh?
You may need to speak a little bit louder because the rain is just started to fall. And where I am, there's lots of glass, so the rain is really beating down on the glass. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me any better?
Not particularly. Wow, this is not good. All right, let me see if I can raise my volume.
Yeah, let's take a go at it. All right. So anyhow, I was looking at your system, your setup, and I was wondering in terms of your ask for $300,000.
Right.
How is it that, because I know these photo-cell systems are very, very expensive.
Data centers.
Yeah, and they're very expensive. How
Yes.
would you want to convince me as a government? Because I noticed that your clientele you had listed was mainly governments.
Yes.
How is it that you're going to convince me that I should purchase a system from you when it is possible, if you're just storing my data, that I can go to an overseas company where I would not have to purchase an individual system. I can just have them store it, one. And two, on the back of that, how do you plan to mitigate any risk that can come about? Because you're looking to attend to any disasters that may possibly happen on islands. How do you intend to protect your investment with regards to these systems? Because if I buy a system from you for X amount of $1,000 and it goes to St. Lucia, how am I going to protect that? If you keep it in Barbados, how are you going to protect that? Because I know a lot of companies do outsource their data protection to overseas companies, which may have a lower risk of, natural disasters, or because of their pricing, they can have, a more extensive leadway when it comes to storage.
Right. Okay, fine. Let me just correct something. We're not selling you the data centers. The data centers belong to QPS. What we're actually doing is, we're actually selling you storage. In other words, we're doing what Azure or Backblaze or AWS is currently doing. But what we're doing differently is that we are actually providing within the Caribbean a solution so that there's always business continuity without having to look to the United States. And let me explain that a bit further. Let's imagine there's a disaster of any sort, and the all clear is given, and a government institution or a business is down, for instance. For them to get that data from, say, the United States, depending on the amount of data that they have, it could take anywhere from 5 days to 2 weeks. If data is stored within the region, all that is necessary for me to do is to copy that data to a portable device, whether it's a CD or a USB external drive. And as you know, when we have disasters in the region, one of the first bodies that move between the islands is the defense forces. So that data can then be given to the defense force and distributed to wherever it is needed on any particular island. So no, we're not selling the data center. The data center remains with us, and it is ours. But
Okay,
we're selling the storage.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. All right, one last question. How are you protecting my data? Because you're talking about a jump drive that anybody can have access to. How are you protecting my data? Do you have it reinsured per se somewhere else?
Well,
because if a disaster comes to Barbados and you're storing it on a particular system, you too can be affected by what is taking place island-wide.
Well, here's how we have the system set up. There's replication, so that wherever we set up a data center, all right, each data center replicates each data center. And I'll give you a case in point that led to this approach. About 15 to 20 years ago, I was responsible for a chain of a supermarket in Barbados. They had about 5 to 10 branches. And in those days, we used what was known as a fractal T-series line. And at nights, because there was no activity, the lines were free. So I said to the general manager, why don't we use every branch to back up every branch? He thought it was crazy. He thought it was an overkill. But within 2 months of doing that, one of these stores burned down flat. There was no significant loss in terms of data. And the reason why is because every other branch has a copy of every other branch. So that's what I'm talking about when I say replication. The truth of the matter is that if we could have found a building the very next day, we could have gone back into business the next day. And that's what I'm talking about when I say business continuity. What happens a lot in the region when we have hurricanes and storms is a lot of disruption, because businesses, they get flooded out, they get knocked over, whatever the case may be. And then months, weeks later, they can't go back into business because they don't have that critical piece of information, their data. And it creates a lot of disruption, not only for the owners of the businesses, but for the employees and the associated families. All right, so the whole approach is to establish nodes, and wherever there's a node, there is replication. All right, so that even let's imagine that the systems in Barbados got knocked over. The ones in Trinidad might be okay. The ones in St. Lucia might be okay. The ones in Jamaica might be okay. And therefore, your data is still always available. The objective behind what we're doing is to ensure that not only is data preserved, it is secured and is always available. So no matter what happens, the reality is just like how the bread mold works. The bread mold works in the sense of a mesh. So there's no spore, right, on that piece of bread that is not nourished. So it doesn't matter what happens to the tubes. Every spore gets food every day, all day. And that is exactly what we're creating, as a mesh environment, so that whenever the disasters strike, whatever they are, that you're never out to sea. There's always a backup.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge Sherry Ann. And over to our next judge, Judge Brian Lee.
Judge Brian Lee.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Mr. Weeks. So one thing that I would like to ask you is basically, how do you stand out from all the other service providers that you would be basically competing against to differentiate yourself away from them?
Well, from a Caribbean perspective, it is not really well known, but it takes about 5 days to a week to download 1 terabyte of data coming out of the United States or Germany, where we tend to save our data. All right. So let's imagine that we had a disaster and you wanted to get going the day after the all clear. It's impossible. All right. But with our system, once the defense forces are moving, or once, well, you don't have LEAT now, but once the airlines are moving, we can get your data back to you the day after or the next day. The other thing that matters to us and that is important is that the other providers that I just mentioned in that slide, they do things that are different. One, for every device that is connected to their network, there is a fee. Secondly, for every megabyte of storage, there's also a fee. There's a disadvantage in that.
Before you go any further, I'm not asking you that question. I'm asking you basically, how do you set yourself apart or market yourself differently to these other competitors?
That is what I'm telling you now, right?
Okay.
Right. I'm saying to you that their approach, right, to pricing is that they charge for the device and they charge for storage. We don't. All we charge for is storage, and there's a reason for that. Having been in the industry for 30 years, what we do know is that we've never encountered a network where the users store all of their data on the central repository. So what we are encouraging companies and organizations to do is to back up every device on the network and not skimp. What happens now is that companies will tend to just back up the central data repository. But from my own personal experience, when a system goes down, users will tell me straight up, do whatever you can to save my data. Even though it ought not to be on that machine, it should be at the central data repository. So in terms of our advantage, that we now give every company an opportunity to save, to secure, and to preserve every ounce of data, rather than having to worry about the cost of backing up that data. That's our advantage.
All right, you told me the advantage, but I'm asking you, how would you reach your target audience? How are you going to promote yourself, basically? How are you going to market yourself?
Oh, the method.
Are you going to use social media?
Well,
are you going to use
okay,
newspaper? That's what I was trying to explain.
Okay, fine. Well, no. Well, we have already started to market ourselves. We are using currently Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We've already started to advertise for resellers across the Caribbean, all right, and in the United States. We are in the process of contracting with a professional sales company so that we can have dedicated individuals who are scouring the market on a daily basis, both in the United States and the Caribbean. And it gives us the scope to carry on as a technical entity developing what we have. Also, we have committed ourselves to trade shows, international affiliate programs. If those of you who are on sites like Amazon, etc., you know that they have international affiliates where people who may have blogs or who may have vlogs, or the case may be, they pretty much mention the products that Amazon will carry. And for everyone that is sold, they get a percentage commission. But professional associations, we have a means right now of targeting select segments of the market. Right now, we're targeting the health sector, and through social media, through resellers, through professional sales organizations, and trade events.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge Brian Lee. And over to our final judge, Judge Michelle, sorry. Over to you with your questions for our finalists tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Are you able to hear me, Bernardo?
I am hearing you, Judge Michelle.
Okay, excellent. Great presentation. I was walking through it. I was taking little snapshots as you went through it. Right. I did want to ask you with regards to your market share. You mentioned that you're looking to target 1% of that market share. Can you
1%?
Can you tell me, how do you identify what that 1% represents? Who does that 1% represent?
Right. Well, what we do know, for instance, is that 75% of the companies globally actually have no sort of plan in place. Now, what we have done, because sometimes segmenting markets and know specifically who you're going to target is not necessarily easy. So what our approach to that is that we have broken the market into its various sectors. What we're doing at the moment is targeting a particular sector. We are targeting the health sector. And we're looking to see what the results are. So in other words, we're selling, marketing, and doing research all at once to see what comes out of it. What aspects of the health industry is interested in what we are about? Is it clinics? Is it hospitals? Is it daycare centers? Who within the health industry? So from that, we gather data. Now, once we've gleaned that market, then we'll move on maybe to construction or to transportation. But that is our approach at the moment. And this takes into consideration that it is expensive to do true and genuine target marketing. So we have to do it this way so as to be able to do the research and gather the data while selling.
Okay, excellent. And in terms of the reason why you chose that particular sector to start off with, is there a particular need in that sector that you're seeing that is not currently being addressed? Why that particular sector? Because
that sector has critical data. One of the health, the statistics that relates to people's lives and their health, you don't want to lose it. And right now we are selling the product in Barbados, and our greatest clients are coming from within the health sector. So that drives us. But we do know that that health information is exceedingly critical. And you go to the doctor, and the first thing they do is they pull your notes. As soon as you walk in and you say hello, they say, let's pull your notes. So to lose that note, to lose those notes is unheard of. They would never like that. So we've targeted them, and because at the moment, that is the industry that is working best with us right now.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so very much for answering those questions.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you to all our judges and to our finalists this evening. Mr. Weeks, much success to you as you continue to grow and scale your business. We wish you all the best. You can stick around with us in the entire event and listen to your fellow finalists. And at the end of the night, you will also find out if you will be moving forward to represent Barbados in the regional finals. Congratulations on your presentation.
Thank you very much. I'll be here.
You're welcome.
Good.
And to our next finalist, this evening, we'll be going to Miss Ashley of Nectar Whole Foods. Ashley, we ask you to begin sharing your screen as you prepare to pitch your business to our panel of judges. Tonight, like your fellow finalists, you have 3 minutes to present your business. Are you ready?
One moment, let me just pull up my PowerPoint.
Sure.
Okay.
Once you have your PowerPoint ready and you are ready, then you will have 3 minutes, as I mentioned.
Wait.
Don't worry, we will wait for you.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah. There you go. We see your presentation, we can hear you very clearly, and we can see you. So are you ready, first off, before you get started?
Yes, I am ready.
Perfect. So over to you with your presentation. At your first word, your time will begin.
What thoughts come to your mind when you see this picture? Is it, oh, what a cute chubby baby? Or do his parents not see an issue here? I know I do, and so did Loop News. 31% of the children in Barbados are considered overweight and obese. 8 in 10 deaths are related to non-communicable diseases. This is an issue that's now being addressed in the Caribbean. We've done our research, and these next slides come from a UE study. Your eyes do not deceive. Yes, Barbados was number 8 in the world for highest female obesity aged 15 years and older. This is a major issue in Barbados that is beginning to be addressed. Organizations have come together to join forces and combat this monster. These are their 5 strategic action points, and we focus on implementing health promoting school initiatives. Me and my top-notch team of industry professionals are certain we found a way to be part of the solution. This is why we've developed Fresh Barbados, food, resource, and education sustaining health. Even though we're only 6 months old as an organization, our team has already begun to get major traction within our target market. Pictured here is Fresh's pilot program liaisons for St. John's Primary, their health and family life teacher, and the environmental club lead. We've also begun dialogue with Ron Williams on the board of directors at Queens College, and we're working with educators like Gabrielle Logan of Beyond the Box Education at Peg Farm. After we complete these 3 programs, we feel we'll be sufficiently informed to build a comprehensive platform of programming that is proven by our early adopters. Our market strategy for our IP products will be to solicit the ministries of health and education to contract us to go into all of their schools. Once our program proves effective in Barbados, we believe we can scale into our neighboring 15 CARICOM countries and share our intellectual property. Our product presents us opportunities not only in our local and regional markets, but in nations worldwide. Contrary to popular belief, nonprofits can be extremely profitable. One of the many ways to make profit is selling goods. We all know that sugar is a huge problem. Let me introduce to you Island Fresh. We intend to put a product in the market that is healthy with 0 sugar, and it's made using only local organic fruits. Our sustainable claim to fame is organic, all compostable bottles, all solar powered production, and no imported produce. It's my pleasure to introduce to you my dream team. And now let me show you my supporting team. And I come to my conclusion. I ask that you help us help the children of Barbados, and by association, the entire country. The children are the future, and I believe we need to put them first. Select Fresh Barbados to represent our country in the EWC Regional Pitch Competition.
Thank you, Ms. Greenidge. You did a fantastic job, and congratulations on your presentation. We will go straight into the judges' questions for you for tonight, and we will kickstart with Judge Sherry Ann Boyce. Over to you with your questions for the finalists.
Hi, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Great. You certainly wake me up.
I'm going to pass it over to my operations manager, Aubrey Boale.
Okay, your presentation was very energetic and well done. So I just have probably 2 questions for you. My first question is, exactly what are we marketing? Are you marketing your programs or are we marketing the drinks?
We're doing both. We believe that we need a complementary product to actually put into the market, to have something tangible so that these youth can actually taste what good health looks like. So it is a synergistic hybrid business model. Like many nonprofits, we believe that we can make profit with this product of smoothie, a juice, and a fizzy. So it's actually 2 for 1.
So we're only doing drinks, that's it. Fresh is only
drinks at this time. At some point in the future, we do plan on scaling to foods, specifically wraps, soups, salads. But our entry point initially is going to be just healthy, organic, locally sourced beverages.
Okay, so that takes me to my other point, my other question. Yes. I should say. So we're doing locally organic. I read from your profile where you're seeking to use only local fruits.
Exactly.
Local ingredients.
Local fruits.
Okay, exactly what are your plans as it relates to, let's say, with the risk management when it comes to climate change, for example, because we know obviously we're not getting as many yields as we are. Nutritional contents are down based on, soil composition being changed. If we have a hurricane and we have all the mangoes off the tree, exactly how are you going to be dealing with that in terms of balancing your ingredient management, your distribution as well, while keeping your cost down?
Absolutely. What we've contracted with Mr. John Hunt. He is the founder of Organic Growers Association, Consumer Associations of Barbados, as well as Slow Food. And he is responsible for procurement. So he has a group of farmers that we have already contracted with to grow fruits and vegetables for us. Now, we're not it's not off of our radar to go into CARICOM as well. So when we say local, we have no problem to going to St. Vincent or to Trinidad to source those. But our goal is to source while the season is at its highest peak and freeze those particular fruits and vegetables that are available at different time. Now we are going to be seasonal. So we're using guava, tamarind. We found someone to grow pineapples for us. Of course, banana, coconut, soursop, mango. So we believe we can be more resilient by not relying on imports. If the shipping goes down, then there's nothing, right? If we're trying to do strawberries and blueberries and all of those imported fruit. And we really want to help the local farmers. You know, we believe they need a bigger market, and we're trying to do what we can to support them that are growing organic fruits and vegetables.
Absolutely wonderful. I'm familiar with Mr. Hunt.
Yes.
And I know a few years ago, we were having challenges with the establishment of certified organic products.
Correct. Well, John Hunt has actually developed the organic certification program for Barbados. And he and I worked on a project on Peg Farm for about 6 months, where I brought him in to train 10 farmers, 10 brand new farmers, organic farmers that we put onto Peg Farm. So we're doing what we can. It's not a perfect system yet, and we're still in our early stages. But one thing is we can't control the weather, but we can control our effort and our passion for what we're doing.
Okay, thank you very much. Excellent.
Thank you. And over to our next judge, Judge Brian Lee, to you with your questions for our finalists tonight.
Thanks. I have a couple questions here. One would be, well, first of all, let me compliment you on the job well done and the initiative that you've taken so far. We do indeed need this type of intervention. But I have a couple questions that circle around that. My first question would be, how do you manage, what is the life cycle or the duration of the product on the actual, once it's put into circulation, like produce, like, so you have a mango juice, how long can it stay on the shelf?
Yeah, we believe that it could hold unpasteurized for up to 10 to 14 days, according to the testing we've done. We've done testing at Holders Market on Sundays. We are contracted to go into Level Up Gym as well as Ryan Supermarket. So we're still in our testing phase. What we don't want to do is pasteurize our juice. We want to keep it fresh. So like one of Ashley's personal mentors, Miss Melissa Darville, she is helping us with our startup as far as preservation of the fruit. So again, we want to stay raw. And what I referenced her because we believe we are going to need to put our own coolers like she did into supermarkets or locations where it's retail so that we can really control that first in, first out or the quality of that product.
All right. So, and then the relationship with farmers around the island, seeing that our import bill is on average about $300 million on average per year. How do you manage, how will you go about forming relationships to push aside the import bill to bring it down?
Yeah, that's real big. And again, I just want to reference the project that John and I did at Peg Farm, a phase 2 development. And we've been able to really build, him especially, build excellent relationship with not only his farmers, but organic farmers or farmers that are growing naturally. Some of them may not be certified, but they have made a commitment to not use pesticides and other harmful chemicals in their growing cycles. So I believe we have, if not the best relationships, one of the best with the local clean producing farmers on the island. I don't think there's anyone that can match us as far as the circle and the community that we've built. So I think we are going to be very resilient and we're flexible, we're dynamic, we're agile. So because we have such Derek, what's Derek's last name? Derek Went has been a local chef for a long time. And we met him at Holders while we were introducing our product. And he comes up with all kind of formulas. He's actually doing our fizzy soda, which is a kombucha. So we have the ability to pivot into different products. So we're not really pigeonholed into anything concrete where we have to get this fruit or have to get that vegetable. We're willing to pivot to find a product that we can continue to put out that is organic, sugar-free, and healthy.
One last question is a quick
Yes,
question,
please.
very quick. Say you get good traction and you get a great big demand. How you manage?
Yes.
How do you intend to manage that?
Well, our go-to-market, we definitely plan on scaling. Ashley's mom, who is our volunteer coordinator, we are contracting with, I think it's 3 schools, right, Ash? I don't know who those, right. The college, Queens College, Beyond the Box, and where's one more? I can't think of it, but we plan on doing job attachments in our volunteer program and to extract employees from that. We're definitely going to need more workers, and job creation is a major component of our platform. So we plan on hiring. We've got funding already. We've been able to get financing. We've already got donations. So we're sitting on about 100,000 Barbadian dollars to get us off the ground. We're looking at grants, other corporate donations to bring people in and employ them in this industry and in this initiative that are passionate like us. And the way for us to test that is through their volunteer activity to prove themselves that they care like we do.
Thanks very much. Very good.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you. And over to our final judge, Judge Michelle, over to you with your questions for our finalists this evening.
Thank you very much. Again, a wonderful presentation by the young lady. I was very, very impressed. She definitely came at it with a lot of confidence. So yes, high five her. She deserves it. Yes. And you also, I can tell that you were asked to speak because you're good at doing that, at explaining stuff, which is good.
Well, also because I'm the project manager and the operations manager of Island Fresh Beverages.
Excellent. That's a great team. That's a great collaboration right there. Okay, so a couple of things. So you cleared up as to what the products are. That there's the juice, there's the programs, and you're already working with the schools. You said that you're working with Ministry of Health, Education. In terms of their backing of you or their endorsement of you, can you share with us how much of their endorsement are you getting in the public eye? Because we all know it's all good and well for us to say that we have the backing of the ministry, but how does it look from the ministry's perspective? Do you find that they're showing endorsement of your product?
Well, let me clarify. We have not approached the ministry as yet. We our go-to-market requires us to run this first program that we've already got approval on at St. John's. That is a primary school. Then we've got the secondary school of Queen College, and then PEG. We feel once we hit those 3 individualized programs and prove our effectiveness, only then can we actually put together a program to go and present formally to the ministry. Now, we've got great inside connections. Michelle Marshall, who is she's the president of the Public Workers Association Nurses Division, and she's also a community educator in health and nutrition. She has all the connections with the Ministry of both health and education. So she's just chomping at the bit, waiting for us to get through this first cycle of our pilot programs so that when we go to them with effective, proven programming that is backed by those schools initially, and getting them to buy into our program to go in to initially test in some other schools. And where we're starting first is in St. James. We think that's a very unique target market, but more importantly, it is the market in which we are going to put our smoothies in first, because there are no smoothie shops. So we're not only retailing, we're also going to have mobile trailers. So we believe that the product and the education in the St. James Parish and those schools that are in that particular parish is going to be our first entry point into working with the government.
Okay, thank you for answering that question. And what is the duration for your program? What is the life cycle? And also, what is the projected outcome, for the number of students who participate? And what type of figures are you hoping to utilize to then convince the ministry that this is a program they need to invest in?
That's a good question. Well, let me say this. We're still in the early stages of developing what our success criteria is actually going to be. Working with Michelle, Veronica, who's a nurse, a retired nurse, 40 years, that is Ashley's mom. They're primarily handling the school platform. I am primarily handling the Island Fresh, but I'm not going to sit here and make up things. They're still working through those key performance indicators. Once we get into St. John's and actually seeing what we can do, I believe we'll be able to dial in those numbers exactly. At this time, we really can't offer those to you, but I can say this, that we've got a team that has all signed 2-year NDA contracts to do whatever they can to put the wheels on this bus and to keep it moving forward until we're successful. In other words, we're going to find a way to be successful.
I like your enthusiasm and your grit, and it definitely shows that you are going to be tenacious, because it is going to be very challenging to convince those two ministries to back your program. It's going to be very challenging. So
yes,
I'm
we
glad
understand
that you have
that.
such a great team, behind you. So I encourage you to keep trying and keep moving forward. And I'm also going to be looking out for how well you do as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to our judges. And again, thank you to the Fresh Barbados team. So Ms. Greenidge and your team, congratulations on your presentation. You did a stellar job, and we will wish you all the best as you continue to grow forward.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we continue with the competition. We will be going to our next finalist for this evening. And our next finalist is Malika Cummings. Ms. Cummings, we invite you to start sharing your screen, turn your camera on, turn on your mic, and get ready for the spotlight as you are our next finalist presenting in the Entrepreneurship World Cup Barbados 2022.
Good night, everyone. Once again.
Good night.
Can you guys see my screen?
We can see your screen. You can go full screen by clicking. Yes.
Wonderful.
And I can see you again. So yes, we can see, we can hear you, we can see your presentation. So it looks like you're ready.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Good night again, everyone. My name is Nadaline Malika Cummings, Managing Director of Caribbean E-Waste Management, Inc., which was established in 2008 in Barbados. And we are located in Hubbardsland, Codrington Hill, St. Michael. Now, the problem we are trying for over 15 years to solve or to help with is the unsustainable way of disposing the region's electrical and electronic waste. Our solution for this problem is we're trying to create interest in the industry by demonstrating that this type of waste can create value to the country economic, environment, and social landscape. Our value proposition that we are presenting to our customer is to securely dispose, store obsolete data, to assist our customers with the challenge of environmentally disposing their e-waste. We are trying to preserve our environment and providing quality product and services. The market opportunity that we are trying to tap into, despite its common classification as waste and its potential hazardous quality, e-waste is a significant source of secondary material due to its inherent suitability for direct reuse, refurbishment, and recycling of constituent parts. E-waste consequently represent a resource that is vastly richer than any naturally occurring deposit. 1 ton of e-waste on average contains 7 times more gold ore than a typical ton of mined gold ore. with the total value of all materials in such waste flow estimated at 63 billion per year. And you can find this information at downtooearth.org. The generation of e-waste rapidly increased worldwide during the last decade. According to the ITU statistic, the subscription to mobile phone providers raised from 87 million in 2005 to 582 million in 2013. It is expected by 2030, a majority of obsolete computers will be generated in developing countries. Urban mining. E-waste contains precious metals, including gold, silver, copper, platinum, and palladium. But it also contains valuable bulky materials such as iron, aluminum, along with plastics that can be recycled overall. UNU estimates that the resource perspective for secondary raw materials of e-waste is worth 55 billion euro of raw material. Some of the risks that this poses, the current lack of e-waste management strategies and infrastructure in most developing countries bears a risk for the concerned countries and also contributes to the loss of important resources. A well-established system to collect and treat used or obsolete electrical and electronic equipment on national level leads to an improved economic situation through the creation of green jobs and a decreasing impact on the environment and on human health. It also supports increased resources efficiency by sustainably reusing material and not losing it through improper treatment by primitive recycling practices. Dismantling of WE can be an opportunity for entrepreneurs to set up sustainable recycling businesses and creating green jobs. However, a lot of challenges have to be faced when implementing a new facility. Our ultimate solution is to establish an e-waste recycling plant. Our business model is education and consultation, data destruction and IT management, asset management, e-waste collection, refurbishment and sale of used computer and equipment, sales of end-of-life materials, sales of byproduct from the waste, creation of e-art and sale of art and crafts material.
Thank
Our
you.
competitors, sorry, okay.
Yes, thank you so much for your presentation. And we will go straight into the judges' questions. Over to our first judge, Judge Sherry Ann Boyce, with your questions for Ms. Cummings.
Hey, good evening, Ms. Cummings. Thank you so much. I love what you guys are doing. Wonderful. I know you didn't finish your presentation, but that's okay. Yeah. Tell me a bit more about how you your market. What is your market approach with regards to
my marketing strategy is to create building brand recognition, education and awareness, and aggressive social media marketing. Also regionally, we're trying to acquire strategic partners and create brand awareness throughout the region.
Okay, I know you're collecting stuff. Exactly how do you find your market? Do you go around to different places? You know, what is your market? I know you have your marketing strategy there, brand recognition, education and awareness, you know, aggressive social media marketing, but we're collecting computers, you know, how are we doing that?
Now, for anyone or companies that needs to dispose of the electronic waste, meaning ITT waste or any household appliances or anything like that, usually they will first call either is a solid waste management or SBRC, or they will call what we the organization here called Future Center. I partner with all those organizations. So what they do, they refer these customers to us. Okay. So currently we are on a referral basis. Okay. And also we use Facebook and we have a website.
Okay, all right, thank you much.
You're welcome, thank you.
Thank you, and over to our next judge, Judge Brian Lee.
Hi. Hi,
Hello.
how are you? Malaika.
I am
Nice.
well.
I like your presentation. I love it very much. It's
Thank
something
you.
that's personal to me too, in terms of circular
Thank you.
economy. However, I do have some very pressing questions. One is, how do you get your materials? What relationships would you form to acquire them? You talk about the educational part already, but how do you really acquire it if you're working against the SBRC and they're legally mandated by government?
Actually, we
Yeah, they're
go
legally
ahead.
mandated by government to as a terminal to separate materials from the SSA. How do you navigate around this one?
Right, and that's a very good question. We actually do not work against SBRC. Period in our development where we went to SBRC and train them and show them how to harvest the component from the e-waste. And we in turn purchase that material from them. So we also work with SSA. We also work with EPD. So when these organizations have mainly the government, if the government contact SSA and they have boarding taking place in whatever ministries, they will call us. SBRC, if some huge company has a lot of material to dispose of and they recognize that it's e-waste, they will call us. Future Center Trust, they will call us. So we work in collaboration with all these entities. We do not work as competitor, even to Bees and Scrapman and all the different recyclers, because what we do is unique to us and there's nobody on the island that is doing electronic waste the way we are doing electronic waste recycling.
Do you have any waste that is coming from your waste, the waste that you collect?
Yes, we do have waste that is coming from our waste. For instance, we have cardboards that we usually send to Bees, or sometimes we send it to Ace Recycling. We have metal because we do not ship metal, so we recycle that metal at Bees as well. We also have some other products that cannot be shipped because of the state of it. So we have to in turn send it to the landfill because we do not have the capacity to deal with it.
So, like what? So, for example.
For instance, currently, when we dismantle TV, meaning the big CRT TV, and that screen is left there as just the screen, we do not have the capacity to dispose of that screen. So that screen has to now go back into the landfill, which is something that we are working on to be recycled. Because there is a company in Heat that we found out recently that is taking that particular glass.
Okay, thank you.
Lead glass.
You've really.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you. And over to our final judge, Judge Michelle Samuel. Over to you with your questions for our finalists this evening.
Thank you very much for that presentation, Malaika Cumming. I do have a few questions. One of which is, can you again reiterate what the actual product is? What is the actual solution that you are presenting? What is the product?
Well, our solution is twofold. It's a product as well it's a service. So the product that we present is refurbished computers, meaning we refurbish the computers that we acquire if they are of a certain age and they can be recycled. Based on the age, we refurbish those computers and we put them back on the market for a low cost for the average person to purchase. And
okay.
the service
and just one second. Since you said that, I'm going to pick up a question from that. So
yes.
These refurbished computers that you're putting back onto the market, who's actually buying that from you? Is it direct to the customer? And also, who exactly are you selling those refurbished customers to? Do you have a specific target market in mind for that?
Well, our target market mainly that we would have see over the years is parents coming to buy those computers for their children who's going back to school. We have the elderly people who are now trying to learn the computer. They come and purchase those computers from us. There are business startups that does not have that huge capital to start, to buy IT equipment. They came and they purchased from us. And even there are local people that come and buy these computers from us from time to time, some for their children, some for themselves. And yeah, so we cover a wide cross section of people where that is concerned.
Okay, well, I have two comments to that one. Kudos to you for actually getting people who want to purchase refurbished computers, because typically people want things that are new when it comes to electronics. They don't like secondhand, and they don't like anything that is refurbished because they don't know what the condition was prior to. So kudos to you for actually getting customers to purchase them from you. And the second point of that is, when you're looking at refurbished computers and addressing a particular need, maybe you can consider, actually identifying families, underrepresented, underserved and underprivileged, and maybe collaborating with the ministry to present to those students, who would have, let's say, past persons in schools, and they need devices, to work within the homes, because nobody knows, those situations, better than the teachers within the classroom, the principals, the whole education system. So that's one way you can, get those, machines going. And finally, I was looking at your business model, and the end results, the end chain, the end of that chain, creation of the e-arts and sales. What are you actually selling back? So is that where the refurbished computers come in?
No. If you see in my background, you're seeing circuit boards as my background. That is one of the products that we export. So we have components coming from the e-waste when they no longer can be refurbished, or they have come to the end of their life. We dismantle them, we separate the metal, we separate the power supply, we separate the cables, we separate the batteries, because we have to remove all the hazardous material. And then we pack a container with the separate components, and we export that container to our e-waste processor. And they in turn now take it to the next stage, which is to harvest the precious metal coming out from the components that we would have exported to them.
Okay, and what do you get out of that?
They pay us for it.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
They pay us for that in foreign exchange, yes. So each one of those components is being sold per pound, and volume is key. So we have to ship a 20 or 40-foot container with minimum 10 tons.
Wow. Okay, great stuff. All right, thank you so very much, Malika.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Cummings, for your presentation, and thank you to our judges as well for their questions for you this evening. Much success as you continue to grow your business and scale your business in the way forward.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. And we will be continuing forward. We have 2 finalists left in this competition for this evening. And our next finalist is none other than Julian Gregg. We invite you to start sharing your screen and turning on your camera and your mic so that you can prepare to present your business to our panel of judges. Perfect. So we can see your presentation. Now we need to see your beautiful face and hear you.
Yes, I hope you're seeing it, and I'm glad you think it's beautiful. Thank you.
Perfect. So you seem ready and geared up to present your business. So at your first word, your time will begin.
Sure. So revamp. Revamp is powering the future. So the purpose of the company, Revamp Caribbean, is focused on supporting sustainable recycling of lithium-ion batteries. and moving this now to useful material. Malika spoke about some of that a while ago, some of the e-waste, and we are looking to move that even further. So what are we doing? What's a real problem? A real problem is that lithium-ion batteries are growing globally. Overall shortages of that raw material is in the market, and there's not enough infrastructure being put in place to recycle this. Now, what's happening is everything from the cell phone right up to EV cars, which we are driving, is putting a demand on this, right? So we have to find a way of actually managing this situation. So what's the opportunity? The opportunity is really to build a fit-for-purpose Caribbean recycling facility equipped specifically to process and recycle those lithium-ion-based batteries. What's happening in the market in general? The cost of lithium has increased by 300% in 2021 alone. The demand is going to outstrip the supply within 5 years, and we're going to be left with this terrible, terrible situation. And due to the Basel Convention and other international laws, we're unable to ship that hazardous waste via air. So what's the future? The future is we need to now deal with this by recycling. The market size globally, we're looking at 2019, sized at $36.7 billion and growing to 129 billion as of 2027. That's the projections. So what does that mean for us here in the Caribbean? This is going to be something like a $500 million market for us here in the region. What's the business model? Collecting and sorting of those batteries, discharging, breaking it down and repurposing it where applicable, grinding it and shredding it, and then selling that material back to the battery manufacturers. Some of the other people who are in the market, SBRC, Bees Recycling, Mega Power, and Malika, as she says, she's putting that together and shipping that overseas. What we are looking to do is to take that material, do some pre-processing here, and sell on now a more processed material for a higher price point. The founding team at the present time, myself, the founder, we have an environmental consultant, Barbadian, Ralston Moore, and a Trinidadian, Andrea Ragu, who is dealing with our finances. And that's it for our revamped Caribbean at this point in time. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Greg, for your presentation. And thank you for your presentation. And over to our judges with their questions for you for this evening. Judge Sherry Ann Boyce, over to you with your question.
Hi, good evening, Julia. Great presentation. I noticed everybody is taking a particular slant for the evening. I'm very impressed that we're all considering our environment. Excellent. But I do have about a few questions for you. My first one is, I know that lithium is pretty expensive. How do you validate the cost of actually recycling versus the cost of your actual byproducts? If you're going to be just shipping out, or you're going to be, redoing batteries again,
So the overall process of breaking down that battery, that lithium-ion battery, yes, when you're getting to the end stage, it is significant with regards to the energy output to get that final material. And so what we're doing is we're doing the middle stage. So we're taking stuff from a partner such as Malika or from SBRC, and we're producing something called aluminum foil or black waste or black mass. That's all of those materials now ground up into a coal-like material, and that is what will be exported. From there, they then take that and they either smelt it down or treat it with other chemicals to extract further minerals from it. So for example, for a...
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I see that you have an environmentalist on your team.
Yes.
Exactly what, do we have standards that are mandated by government with regards to the handling of you breaking down this particular product?
Yes, but it will be similar to any of the other recycling that is happening on the island at the present time. We're not going to be generating any further chemical waste, but in that breaking down, it's physically grinding it down to a very, very fine material. It is just not sending it off in its raw state. And so it's of more value than the raw item. I hope that addresses the question. Hello?
It seems we may have lost Judge Sherry-Ann for the moment. But
Back.
oh, you're back.
I was having a call. Okay, so I heard where you said you're not actually, you're just going to be making the paste, but in terms of even the beginning process of handling the lithium, do you have standards that are set to do that?
Yes, and we will engage the ministry with regards to ensuring that we are keeping within those standards, and that's why we have the environmental is on board.
Okay, great. So what your don't want to get too personal, but so far, what your projections in terms of your finances?
Sure. So our projections are that we would be able to take in raw material at about $90 per metric ton, and breaking it down, we should be able to get back about $300 per metric ton for those sales. Now the volumes, yes, we are at idea stage. So the volumes we would be looking at, I don't want to get into that at this point in time, but just know that it will be a profitable operation.
Okay, one last question.
Sure.
So I know that persons are now getting into electric cars.
Yes.
Will you be working with your strategic partners in terms of, let's say you're working with, I think it is, who brings in electric cars, McInerney or NASCO?
Right. So most definitely. So we'll be having both. So our direct marketing and our direct partnerships would be with people like Mega Power, will be with Courtesy, anybody who is doing that electric car. Those batteries do last for about 8 years. So this is actually now looking forward, because this is now a global issue, and we foresee, therefore, it is finite amount of material that is being mined, and it's a finite amount of time that these batteries last. So we are actually preparing for the tsunami that is to come. We have the cars, we have the 50 buses, we're going to be growing that fleet. So it's great that we are moving down this sustainable development goal. However, what will come right after that will be, we need to properly and responsibly dispose of these batteries. And that's where we see ourselves playing in the market.
Okay, thank you for answering my questions. I wish you every luck and every success.
Thank you very much.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Judge Sherry-Ann. And over to our next judge, Judge Brian Lee.
Hey, Julian. Hi.
Hi.
Fantastic presentation. I guess I'll just jump right into it. What would be your risk factors that you would have considered, given the fact that the technology for, lithium batteries is solar power or just battery charging? What type of risks do you foresee in the near future, in say the next 5 years, bearing in mind that there may be some energy mix technologies in the loop?
Correct. So the risk that we have, and that's the next member that we're going to bring onto our team, is a chemical engineer. And the global risk is that there is no standards with regards to these batteries at the present time in general. So Tesla does it one way, Nissan does it one way, Hyundai does it another way. So there's no standard with regards to the actual mix that is in those batteries. So, and there's also new technology, definitely, with regards to the extraction of that material, right? So between the cathode and the anode, and everything that comes in between. So what we would be looking to do is to validate, to ensure that we don't spend too much money on expensive equipment, but actually scale as we need to, keep very lean, and ensure that we therefore keep it in small 5-year sprints. And at this point in time, that 5-year sprint, we can definitively see that we can operate now with lithium-ion batteries as they are. And make it.
Okay, so based on your capex for the development of the actual the processing plant, and then the advent of other technologies coming on board, such as reactor technologies, hydrogen technologies, when it comes to transportation as well. How then do you foresee the future with this type of operation that you will be that you're proposing here? How will you be sustainable given your capex?
So,
your OM.
see ourselves as being responsive in the market. As I say, so we're not going to the larger markets, the European markets, the Chinese markets. I mean, they're doing 300,000 tons a year. We would be looking at a smaller type operation. We would actually be thought of as a pilot operation, right? In the machinery that I have taken a look at and that we've gotten our quotations on, it would be, as I say, running very lean and very efficiently. However, what we would also be able to do is therefore partnerships. So part of the end product would then also go into whatever they're going to be reusing it in these new technologies. So reuse it to partner with Nissan for the development of a new type of battery. That's what's happening, as I said, globally. And that's where we would foresee, therefore, our value added, not just sending the stuff off, but looking for the strategic ways of making sure we still remain relevant in the market.
So you're saying to me that you're building your plant to accommodate, for instance, change in transportation, moving away from the lithium batteries to say hydrogen?
Yeah, so and from all indications, we're just in the middle of the growth of those lithium batteries. So I wouldn't say those are changing overnight. What may change is the composition with regards to that. We are at the front end of that growth within that lithium cycle. So that will be around for a while. And as R&D goes with the hydrogen and with the bio-waste and other things that are coming down the line, we will be aware of that way before it becomes commercial.
The BNEP, Barbados National Energy Policy, I know there are a plethora of different types of energy sources that the government is looking at to meet its target for 2030. Yes, PV is one of them, and the batteries are there to support the storage of this type of renewable energy. However, the Barbados National Energy Policy also dictates or points towards the direction of increasing wind turbine as a second phase, and then ocean technologies as a third phase, and a combination of other things. How would you then adapt with your plan in the future? I know it sounds similar to the prior question, but slightly different.
It sounds similar. We would. Our goal is really to minimize our output, our emission output in general. So didn't get into it, but for example, you would have seen, as I said, the draining of those batteries. So those batteries, although they may not be able to be used in a vehicle, can be now used to power the same plant. Yes, you can have some solar on the roof, you can have some regeneration of that. And then you have, for example, when you're burning the actual batteries, you're also generating heat, which is also being used, right? So our overall approach, as I say, in between our environmental specialist and our chemical engineer would ensure that whatever is coming down the line, our focus, as I say, is to get a profitable product to be able to be sold into the industry and use whatever the technology is at that point in time to ensure that we're staying within the policy also.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge Brian Lee. And over to our final judge, Judge Melissa Samuels. Over to you with your questions for our finalists tonight.
Thank you very much. Hi, Mr. Julian, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks, Judge. And you?
Okay, great. I'm doing well, thank you. I quite enjoyed your presentation. I just wanted to get a bit of feedback as to the expertise of your team. Can you just walk me through, the expertise, the background, so that we have a better understanding of how it actually works and comes together?
Sure. So myself, I am the business lead, yes, the founder. I have a background in technology, but I also have a background in process management and business analysis. And so my focus is more in ensuring that I have my right team players in there to give us the specialized attention that we do need for this type of project. Mr. Moore is an environmental specialist, a climate change consultant. He actually helped write the original policy for Barbados with regards to climate change. And he also sits on outgoing delegations and represents Barbados at the World Bank or on missions that they have with regards to climate change discussions. He has 25 years in the industry and currently is a consultant with the Global Environment Fund, works with IDB and other entities. And Ms. Raghu is also a CFA. She has 20 odd years with regards to financial management, and specifically with this type of project, there would be a lot of very agile financing that would be needed. And so we thought it very key that we would bring her on board to ensure that we're remaining profitable as we move forward. As I say, the next person that we're targeting to bring on is going to be a chemical engineer to bring together all of the chemical aspects now with regards to this solution.
Okay, so that person has not been, acquired on the team as yet.
That person has not been acquired.
Because that was one of the things that I was trying to figure out, like who's actually going to be, involved in the whole processing. So you don't have that person as yet. How soon do you plan to have that person on board? Do you have any persons lined up already, or are you
we do have some persons lined up already, and through Mr. Moore, we have a short list of individuals. The plan would be, yes, to get some traction, some additional funding, and ensure that we can keep that person on staff as we move forward. So within the next 6 months, we're looking to bring that person on.
Yeah, because I would expect that with such, such a heavy project, you would definitely need somebody to be as much invested in their time and what it is that they're going to be giving up to work within, such such a space. Now let's go back.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yes. I'll let you continue because my question is on another topic.
Okay, so just to bring you up to date, definitively, we have also reached out to some of the overseas suppliers with regards to in that supply chain, and there is quite a bit of interest with regards to us providing them with material and them providing us with services to assist with the same scoping, building out of such a factory as well.
Okay, which is a nice segue into my next question. So let's take a look at your business model. I want to see that on the screen again, if you don't mind. So I want to understand basically how, they operate and how they actually make the monies, because at the end of the day, you said that, you sell the byproduct back to the manufacturers. So
yes, and those manufacturers are, let me just bring that up. Right. So the collecting and the sorting of those batteries, I say that will be through partnerships with the car dealers, working along with people like SPRC, working along with people like Malika for other lithium-ion type batteries. She was talking about those screens. Those are the types of things now we would be able to actually process with the materials that we're the systems that we're looking at. So the collecting and the sorting of those batteries, that's the bringing it in, the discharging, the breaking down and repurposing. So discharging means, again, taking all the energy out of it, whether we use that to push it back into the grid or use it in any other way, sell it back to a energy reseller, physically breaking it down or repurposing it, for example, in golf carts or wherever else it may be applicable, until all the energy is gone from that battery. We then dismantle, grind, and shred it up, depending on where it's going to be going onto. And as I said, there are two main outputs from that shredded material. One is called aluminum foil, which comes from more of the, as you say, more of the phones, computers, that type of material. And then the other one is called black mass. And that is all of the other components of that battery now, which are ground up to literally like a coal type consistency. And that is what is sold to those suppliers. And those suppliers, we say, are the battery manufacturers and the smelters. And they put it through two specific types of processes. Either they break it down with chemicals or they break it down with heat. And the key things that they're looking for, you do not actually gain back a lot of lithium from that recycling. And so they gain back, however, manganese, cobalt, nickel. Those are some of the key materials which are now being used to go back into battery manufacture.
Okay, thank you so very much for answering those questions.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you to our judges and as well to you, our finalists. Mr. Greg, you did a fantastic job in presenting your business, and we wish you much success as you implement this idea and begin to grow and scale your business. So much success to you as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we have come to our final finalist for tonight's event, and we have none other than Daniel D'Souza, our next finalist for this evening, who will be presenting his business to our panel of judges. Daniel, we welcome you to start sharing your screen and as well as turning on your camera and your mic so that we can see and hear you present your business to our panel of judges.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. For having me on this competition. I'm very excited to share this with you. Give me 1 minute. Let me try to share my screen. Share this one here. All right, okay, is everybody seeing my first slide?
Yes, we can see your slide. Unfortunately, we cannot see you. So is it that you can't turn on your camera or you haven't turned it on yet?
It is on. So I'm using two devices. One is off, the other one is on. I'm using one as an audio and the other one as a visual. So I am on.
No problem. I will.
Seeing me yet?
Sorry.
That's me.
All right, so you can, at your first word, your 3 minutes will begin, and much success to you on your presentation.
Thank you very much. All right, guys, we're talking business cards today, and what's the problem with business cards? They are a technology sharing or information sharing platform that has not been updated in over 500 years. So let's really find out what the problem is with business cards. Just move this quickly. Problem is 80% of business cards are thrown away without it being saved. It's a waste of money for entrepreneurs. It's always running out. You almost never have it when you need them. And paper business cards are never designed to work with modern smartphones. I believe we have saved that problem with our company. With just a scan of a QR code, thousands of people can have access to your business card or information of your business. Our technology is compatible with both Android and Apple smartphones and all smartphones with NFC, which is near field communication technology. You never need to walk around with hundreds of business cards anymore. The Card Caribbean is always ready to go. This is our product. This is the only business card you'll ever need, and it's on the go. You can have it in meetings, at business conferences, supermarkets, parties, restaurants. This is a little presentation of how the V card works. At the back is a smartphone with NFC technology, and with just a tap, as you can see on the NFC chip on the phone, you can then transfer your digital business card to anyone's phone. Email addresses, WhatsApp, socials, a whole bunch of information, more than any printable business card can hold. Flyers, if they're interested in a certain flyer, they can click on the inquiry button and open up the internal WhatsApp, and then they can, send you a message, want to know more about your product. Then moving on, we have lots more of available space for more business flyers for other stuff in your business that you want to promote, even up to YouTube video links, where you bank, business hours, your location, where you are, where they can find you. And all of this can be saved directly to the phone by just one click of the button. And the file is saved directly into the phone book of your phone, just like this, and just imports. And now you know that your business card is never thrown away, almost never. If you don't have NFC in the phone, if you have an older model, no problem. All you need to do is turn on the camera and scan the QR code that's on the phone, on the card, and then people will have access to your digital business card. Moving on, the timing. Many businesses, especially now that after COVID-19, they're looking for better and smarter ways to share their business information. This is the answer. Having it ready, available using QR codes. Reason two, everyone has a smartphone and everyone can scan the QR code and get answers to your business. We estimate a 25% a year reach or growth in the company. This is our direct competitors, Popple, Vice, Hi Hello. This is worldwide, and then regional indirect competitors, which would be the traditional business card creators. The digital business card market is over 242.3 million at a growth rate at 11.2% by 2027. And that's our total market, available market. Our serviceable market, which is in the region, is for 3 million. And then our serviceable obtainable market is around 10 million. Our target market is male to female business owners and entrepreneurs, 17 to 60 years. And then citizens, normal people who use calling cards to share the contacts with friends. Our competitive advantage when it comes to business cards and digital business cards, well, digital business cards are easy to share and doesn't need your personal effort to share to thousands of clients. It is never thrown away and always prepared to share your information on the go. Digital business cards are compatible with smartphones, which is what we need. And it produces no waste, it reduces your carbon footprint. And what is the business model? Well, we have three. Our subscription base, then the sales of our super smart card, and then we have a WhatsApp store that acts as a business website for people, small businesses, to share their information. The team is just me, the founder, V-Card Caribbean. I do have a advisor, which is my wife, and she is not here on the slide, but here is the end of my presentation. Please feel free to take your phones out and scan this QR code to get access to my business card if you need to contact me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. D'Souza. We will go straight into the judges' questions. So over to you, Judge Sherry-Ann Boyce, with your questions for Mr. D'Souza.
Mr. D'Souza, shameless plug.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have some questions for you. Great presentation. You're very concise, and you're very great with the information. But tell me, how does your company differ from companies like Hi Hello and Switch It and Blink and Pop?
Can you see my card?
Yes, I saw your card.
All right. So what I didn't show in the video is that this card that was designed by me, most of the cards in the other international companies are only online. I have produced an offline section of the card, even though your company or your person that is you're I guess talking to about your business may not be online or don't have data or in a bad reception. If they do have a NFC technology in their phone, you can still transfer limited information to their phone so they can actually still contact you. And that is something I'm patenting for the technology here. There's actually two chips.
Okay, so I'm going to be, as a business owner, I'm going to have that card, that one card.
Correct, there's one card.
Okay, so how does that, pull all of my social presence together whereby, you know, an individual is going to want to scan it, because you're saying to me you're going to keep it online, and then I can also have it accessible offline. How
Well,
much
you're
we
gonna
can,
have limited information offline, like your
everybody's
name, telephone number, pretty much that's it. Online, they have access to all your socials, all your business information that you want them to have. So that makes it safe. So if there's a question coming up when it comes to, you know, safeguarding your data, you don't really need to. If someone wants to steal the data that's on your business card, you just tell them, thank you very much, please continue to share it.
okay. So, okay, but still, I'm still wondering, with everybody be having so many apps online, you know, on my phone. So I may not have an Apple phone, my Samsung phone, I'm having so many apps, you know, I'm having so much information being stored. Space is this taking up for me to give my customers, you know, when they can just simply look, I'm wearing the shirt of my business now, they can just simply Google me, get the information they need.
No
They can
data will
simply
be
go to
saved.
Instagram, get the information. Okay, no space.
No space,
Nothing.
no apps to be downloaded. This does not work or does not need an app. It's just a scan from your phone on the QR code, and it pulls up on the World Wide Web, and you get to just save it as you would save anybody's information in your phone book. But this is just done automatically. You don't have to physically type in somebody's long, boring, and confusing, you know, information to get them to be saved or for you to access it. And it, you know, sometimes, most of the time, people have a long username for their socials, and it's really cumbersome and really hard. If you don't get it right, you're not going to find them. This eliminates all that error. Once you have the access to the digital business cards, you just need to hit save, and all that information is saved directly to your phone.
Okay, tell me about your figures thus far.
In terms of
how many clienteles do you have?
Right, I do have. I did forget to mention it in the slide. I was going so fast, I missed it. We do have clients here in the Caribbean. We do have some in United States and the UK who've all received their cards in the mail, because it's extremely exportable. It just goes into a nice little envelope with user information and how they can use the card. It comes to them with their logo, not mine. It comes to them with their logo. It comes with program with the 2 chips and their unique QR code in an envelope and mailed straight to them anywhere in the world. Okay, so you said you have customers where you have a figure? We have, well, this just launched about 3 to 4 months ago. So we do have about under 50 regional and under 10 international. Okay, what does it cost you to produce? Because I heard you speaking about the card having a chip and having all these things. Correct. And it looks like a very expensive gold card. Well, it's not. It's plastic. It's plastic, and it has a coating that resembles silver, gold, and black. So it's not. I actually work with a local company here to produce these, and the chips are brought in and from my supplier. So I put them all together. Okay, so what does it cost me to have one of those cards? A one-time payment of $100 Barbados dollars, but first you have to subscribe to the service. Without the service, this card is useless. The service can be as cheap as $25 Barbados a month, and that allows you unlimited unlimited download of your business card information. So millions of people, if you create an account and you create your business card information, your digital business card for $25 a month, you need to download this QR code for free, put it on anything, any flyer, any billboard, any car wrap, anything. Anyone that sees your company flyer is interested, just needs to pull their phone out and scan your QR code anywhere in the world, and it's not gonna run out. Okay, so I'm paying $100 Barbados dollars one time for the card. But then we also have a monthly subscription. Subscription, yes. This powers the card. This the subscription allows you, the owner of the card, or owner of the V card, access to your account 100%. You can change update the card, and it updates instantly at any time. You can change the flyers if you have a company that has things going on weekly. You can change the flyers and update it instantly, and it will update worldwide.
Okay, so you just have one package of $25 a month, or we have different packages?
That $25 is for the small business entrepreneurs data plan. Then we have a small business data plan that gives you up to 5 virtual cards, not this, virtual cards. And that allows you and your small business to have your employees to also have a virtual card to help promote your business. So maybe your managers or your supervisors or anything like that can promote.
How many downloads do I get for $25?
Unlimited for
$25.
$25 a month.
So how does that vary? Okay, so it's just the amount of information that is on your card that would cause the variation.
That anyone can access and save to their phone, correct?
No, I'm asking the service packages that you offer.
Yes.
That $25 gives me limited information that I can have on the card. Then you have another package that allows me to have more information on the card.
Correct.
What do your packages go up to? What price point does your packages go up to?
So $50 for the small business package that gives you up to, may I show? Let me try and show you. And everything is pricing is right here. Everything is on the website. So we have a beginner's card where you have 7-day free trial. You can set up your business cards with all of these features, have it and use it for free for 7 days and see if you like it. Then we have the Entrepreneur One-Man Show, which is $25 a month, which gives you lots more features. And then we have the $50, which is the Gold package for larger companies. It gives you, small businesses, it gives you up to 5 V cards. And then we have the Professional, which is up to 30 virtual cards, unlimited services, unlimited galleries, unlimited a whole bunch of stuff. So you can pretty much tell everyone everything about your business that you want to know. Then we have yearly packages of the Silver package, the yearly package of the Gold, and the yearly package of the Platinum service. So one time a year you could pay this much and have access to all the services.
Okay, thank you so very much for answering my many questions. My humblest
You're
apologies.
very welcome. No,
all right, have a good one.
You too.
Thank you. And over to our next judge, Judge Brian Lee, with your questions for our finalists tonight.
Hi, Mr. De Souza.
Hello. Hi, Brian.
I got it right?
De Souza.
De Souza. Okay.
De Souza.
I'll keep it short. My first question is, what type of market analysis did you do to come up with this?
Right. So there is a Google search that gave me that information about the worldwide digital business card business. And then I did my research with the total population of the Caribbean, which being 44 million, and taking a percentage of that and saying that these would probably be my guesstimation of businesses and entrepreneurs that are currently out there looking for really good ways and easy ways to share the business information to other clients.
What would really convince me to buy into your product if I can just go and create my own QR code and have all of that information on it?
How can you do that? I mean, you can create a QR code. A QR code can access a certain platform, but you need to have the platform where the person can upload or create these places to save your data. If you only create a digital business card, it's going to be limited to just a certain amount of information, not a lot.
So as a business platform, not to cut you, Mr. De Souza, but as a businessman, say I just want the basics, like as a business card always is, as you stated, business card has basic information such as your services, contact information, and I know something about what you do. What's stopping me from having a card similar to that with a QR code with that basic information and maybe a couple more links to a couple sites? Which I mean, do exist already.
Right. There's not a lot of people who are technology savvy when it comes to wanting to learn how to do that for their own business, and people can just subscribe for. So you see, the business card market is currently right now just the physical cards in the Caribbean, and that process right now is more expensive than our virtual cards, which is easier to share and easier to implement and go forward. For you to do that on your own, you're going to have to create your own database, I guess, to host, and then you will have to make sure that data is readily accessible to anyone who wants it. And I think all of that kind of defers you from your real job, which is concentrating on your own business. I don't think a lot of people will want to do that.
So you're saying that WhatsApp and WeChat and those things and perhaps maybe LinkedIn have no relevance in the market space?
No, they do have their relevance, but how are people going to find you? Are they going to go to each and every, or is your business so informative that they're going to go to every single individual platform just to find you? No, people don't have that. People need to find all your information in one place so that they can easily find you. The way to do that is to have a digital access readily available at their fingertips to actually click and then find you. But those social networks that you just mentioned, they do have relevance. They supply more information about your business, about your normal posts or everyday posts for people to access, but you need an access channel to get it. And what I'm saying is that it's really cumbersome for people to go to every single platform just to find you, where in the future, all you need is one localized area to find every single information about your business. And that's what people are looking for.
Which is what I was highlighting. What's stopping me and the individual, the businessman, from taking my say LinkedIn code and generating a QR code that takes and putting it on a card just like that, and showing my customers and my clients the same card, and they use their same QR scanner to scan it, and it goes straight to my.
Then they only have access to your LinkedIn.
Right, and if that's why I want them to see what was the justification.
That is fine. Then your business requirements for your business card is very limited. You can do so, but when it comes to, I don't think right now LinkedIn has a call feature. If you go to LinkedIn right now and hit call, how are you going to speak to the person? Right now with VCard Caribbean, your phone numbers, your cell phone numbers, your business numbers, your email addresses, more information that LinkedIn can ever provide you to easily call me when you need my service is not accessible. So you can surely put your LinkedIn code and make your own QR code, but is it really going to make people want to call you? Is the call feature on there? There's I love this guy's business. Can I give him a call? LinkedIn does not supply that or support that. You need a V card. You need more access, more ways of access for people to call you easily and not having to search around. And V card is the answer.
Just one last point. So LinkedIn does have my phone number on it. It does have other links and so forth.
Yeah, it has your phone number, but you can't really call and access it right away, can you? Without a phone.
I mean, it's like, was it cost benefit in my case? Like what businessmen look at the cost benefit, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is it going to cost? It's going to cost me what? $50 plus then the monthly subscription fee versus a one-time fee for me. The luxury is tapping on a click, a button to call me automatically versus seeing my profile with my number still on it, copy paste into the thing is cost benefit. I'm not knocking your idea.
Well, I know I understand, but here's the That's time. I was gonna
Yes.
say, physical business cards cost about $55 every time you want to create 100, and digital business cards only for my limited plan is only $25 for unlimited downloads, and that is what I'm going for. That is my target market really. That is my competition. The physical business cards.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. That was very challenging. Love it.
Thank you, Mr. D'Souza and Judge Brian Lee. And we have one final judge to ask her questions for Mr. D'Souza. And over to you, Judge Michelle Samuel.
Thank you very much. Hi, Daniel. How are you doing?
Hi. Doing fine. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing great. Okay, so I'm a lover of research, and of course, whenever I see something that looks intriguing and sounds too good to be true, I want to see what else is out there. So I know you stated who your competitors are, right? But can you tell me, have you looked at the name V card in itself? You know, is that trademarked? Does that have any rights to it in terms of?
Yes, ma'am. So there's two meanings to V Card Caribbean for my company. V Card stands for virtual cards. And then before I started V Card Caribbean, I used to produce physical business cards under the name Vista Cards. And if you look at the logo, if we can go back probably to see the logo, you'll see the logo is a double V right up here. And that stands for double V, meaning V card, a virtual card, or V card in the past, Vista cards.
Okay, so you have your own meaning as to why it looks the way that it does. I was, taking a bit of a try of your V card. I actually have it on my phone right now.
Thank you.
I'm just going to quickly bring it up here. So I'm gonna show it on my screen. I have it right here.
Yep.
All right. So I love the fact that you showed us the demonstration of how to use it,
Thank you.
Which does add value so that we can understand how the product works. But we also, what I really want to know is in terms of, who else out there is doing this? That's what I want to know. Do you know who else out there is doing this? Because you're not the only one.
No, I'm not.
Right?
No.
So in terms of the space that you're competing with, we're looking at AppSumo, for example, because AppSumo has something very similar, and they offer web hosting and all of that. Their price point is like a one-time fee, and with a 60-day money-back guarantee. And also they're offering, as you are offering, either one or several V cards. So what I'm asking you is, how do you see yourself competing against a really big company such as AppSumo, who's offering something very similar, to customers? How do you compete there?
Right. Well, if you consider the market, meaning in the Caribbean region, is AppSumo a Caribbean company, or do you know?
No, it's not. No, it's not. The creator of the Smart V card is Jeff Bear.
Right.
So he's the one who created it. As a matter of fact, it was recently launched this month, as a matter of fact. So I just wanted to know, how do you see yourself competing against, someone like this, and knowing a big name such as AppSumo, which is very well known around the world? How do you compete? Where do you place yourself to say, I can compete with AppSumo, which is a really bigger brand?
I'm not really familiar with AppSumo, but I do know Vice Card, that is in the United States and UK. It's a pretty big company as well. Their virtual cards and their physical cards are way more expensive than I have here in the Caribbean, and Popple and so on. They have very expensive services and products as well. My company and my focus will be in the Caribbean, servicing the people of the Caribbean and wanting them to understand that their data, their reachability to me, to contact me with their needs, I can easily, create certain solutions to really service what the community is all about. If you can't call AppSumo or Popple or Vice and say, hey, we're in the Caribbean, would like to have such and such, and they listen to you because it's to them, such a small market. I am servicing the Caribbean, and this service is directly for Caribbean entrepreneurs and business owners to easily share their information with clients in the Caribbean and support businesses that way.
Okay, well, I would like to encourage you to do some more research with regards to that. I shared some links with you privately, in the chat. So take a look at them and, see what they're offering. Read through everything and always know what's out there. It's all good and well to say that, I'm focusing on the now and my people and everything else. But in the beginning, you're talking about international. So once you start to say the word international, you have to know who are your international competitors and where you fit in with them, where you match with them. Okay, so that's my contribution.
Well, thank you very much. Well, the international part, I just want to let you know, was the sometimes Caribbean business owners can travel overseas in internationally. And if you are a Caribbean business owner doing that, I'm just stating that it can work internationally if you have need to use the V card in those regions. It's not going to stop working.
Okay,
so that was where I mentioned that.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you to our judges and to all our finalists and to Mr. D'Souza. Thank you again for your presentation. Congratulations on pitching at the Entrepreneurship World Cup for Barbados. Much success to you as well as your fellow finalists this evening as you all continue to grow and scale your businesses and implement them. We wish you all much success. So we have come to the point of the competition where the judges will go into their breakout room to deliberate on who will be the winner of tonight's event. Tonight, as I mentioned before, the finalists are being judged on 4 P's: people, product, predictability, and as well as potential. So judges, I will be assigning you now to your breakout room, and you will have about 5 to 10 minutes. Keep it as short as possible as we are over time, but please come back to us once you have made a decision. One minute. Here we go. So the judges, your breakout room is now open. You can go into the breakout room and we will hold the fort while you deliberate. Perfect. So our judges are now in their breakout rooms. Finalists, you can now breathe, take a breath, and we will have some discussions as we await the judges' results. So first up, let's call back Dr. Marcia Brandon. How are you feeling now after the presentations from all our finalists for this evening?
Very, 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 very interesting businesses. Actually, some of them I already am familiar with, but always interesting and always exciting to hear entrepreneurs talk about their businesses and tell us what they're doing, how they see their business, because it's so important that entrepreneurs tell us how they see their businesses, because many times other people see the businesses differently. And I always say it's your business, it's your story, share your dreams, make sure you're telling your stories. But I want to hear from, I welcome Brother Tafari tonight again with us, over there from Cali. I want to ask you spent some time practicing refining, reviewing, amending. How do you feel now? Anybody can be entrepreneurs. How do you feel now?
If I can go, I feel very relieved. I mean, I had a very long day in business and then meetings concerning Vigard Caribbean all this week, and I wasn't really sure I was gonna make the competition or pitch competition this afternoon. I was speeding down the highway just to get here on time and set up the computer, and the dogs were making a whole bunch of noise, and I was like, quiet, you know. But everything was so last minute, and I'm so glad that I was able to get it done. And I kind of had fun doing it as well and seeing all these awesome businesses with what you're doing. So congratulations to everyone, and keep moving forward.
Well, congratulations to you, and thanks for your tenacity. I guess that's all about being an entrepreneur, being dynamic, being extremely tenacious, getting it done, no matter how, as long as it's in a good way. And we have some news to share, and we won't share it here on the platform, but I'll be in touch with everyone regarding VCard. So who else wants to tell us something?
Well, to all those who are doing recycling of computer parts, I've been in the industry for 32 years.
Sorry, but I can't hear you. I'm not too sure if your volume is low. I'm not too sure if anybody else is having the same problem. I can't hear him.
Everybody hear me?
I can hear you very
low.
low, very low.
Let me see what I'm doing wrong here. All right, so this should work. Tell me now if you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me well?
You're still quite low. I'm not sure why.
Okay, let's try this.
Is your volume
All right,
up?
so you can hear me now.
Yes, excellent. Yeah.
That's better. Yeah.
The microphone was relocated. No, I was saying those of you who are doing recycling of computer parts and those kinds of things, I always have lots of them. So you can certainly add me to your list of individuals from whom you can collect computer parts, and you can collect them. There's no charge, so you can get them for free.
Now this is what I'm talking about. See?
Normally I put them
networking.
right. Normally I put them in a skip at the end of the year, and like several £100 in a skip, and I send them off to wherever computer heaven is. One thing I do know is that I don't know if you guys go to the metal dump, but I used to take them to the metal dump years ago, and there are lots and lots of people at the metal dumps just collecting computer parts and computers. So if you need a source, I am a source. Just come and collect. Lots of those persons who are doing the lithium stuff. I have lots of laptops here that are just sitting. So you can come and collect them at some point too. I charge you nothing. Just come and get them.
Thanks for the offer.
No problem.
Yes, Ms. Cummings. You're muted.
Sorry. I wanted to ask the gentleman a question.
This gentleman.
When he is dumping his waste, how do you dispose of the data on your system?
Oh no, we never let hard drives go.
So
I have about 1,000 hard drives here just sitting.
So you dispose of the memory and some of the
system boards and the old CD-ROMs and memory. I don't even throw in memory modules. I have about 300 or 400 memory modules from all the way back in the 80s. But anything that stores data, I keep. What I do from time to time.
So what are you doing with those
hard drives?
Well,
I won't part with them.
Are you going to keep them there forever?
No. It's a tedious process. From sometimes on weekends I sit down and do 100 or so, by destroying them physically, using a drill and that kind of stuff to drill holes all through the platters and those kinds of things, and then I take a 4-pound hammer and beat them into oblivion, and then I send them to the dump. But I don't. No. If you come here now, you'll see about 300 or 400 drives just sitting, waiting until I I'm ready. I have the energy to beat them into plowshares. There's actually a piece of equipment that I've been looking at
There's always
to offer as a service.
there's always a better way.
Right, there is a piece of equipment that actually does
Right.
it literally destroys the drives. So it's something that I'm looking at.
Or you could just get a software.
A what? A what? Get
A
a what?
software, a data destruction software.
Software? No, I need something to destroy the. No. I want to destroy the data physically because you have to remember that a magnet, a hard drive is just a magnet. So
recycling conversation now in the entrepreneurship World Cup.
Right.
Sorry. You guys.
Just needs to be shredded, that's all.
I need it right. What you're saying is quite true, Julian. I'm trying to see if I can get my hands on a shredder. Because if I can get my hands on a shredder, then it's a service that I could offer businesses around Barbados also.
Or you could just come and leave it with us to get it shredded.
Well, if you can get the machine before me, you get the machine. It costs about $4,000 to get it here. I mean, to purchase it, and then you still have to ship it here. So if you can get it, get it. I've been in it
a little bit bigger than that.
Well, I don't need to be able to produce that kind of stuff on a massive scale. It would just be for you. It would be a direct source of income. It would just be a side hustle for me. So I could just sit down and grind 200 or 300 or maybe 1,000 on weekends, and I'd be happy. You want to be able to grind 1,000 every day.
Okay, so Miss Cummings, how do you feel now? And she looks as if she's stuck there.
I don't think she's hearing you.
Yeah, I think her thing has frozen.
Yes.
Are you here?
Her internet seems to be slow.
Yes, her internet is giving issues. So Ashley, how are you feeling? Having done your pitch?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. I feel very excited. I thought that I was going to be nervous doing it, but I really enjoyed the process. I think the process of preparing led me to this moment where I could just release all of the pressure and the thought of trying to plan it. And I'm just grateful to my partner that we created this presentation and it's finally done.
Fantastic. And was this your first time presenting in a pitch competition?
It's my second time.
Fantastic.
But the first time was a couple of years ago. So I had to practice a little bit more.
Great.
I actually had won that one. So I was just kind of excited to go again.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. Fantastic. Malika Cummings, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Right. We were asking you as well. How did you feel?
And I was saying, I feel fantastic. I am somewhat relieved that it's over with. You know, that's always that little pressure there. But I am fantastic. I kind of happy.
Nice. How about you, Mr. Craig? How do you feel?
Who's that question for?
Julian, Mr. Greg.
Julian. Oh,
yeah. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy to be with fellow entrepreneurs and business owners. Happy to be part of this process. Happy for opportunities. So I'm good. I'm happy to share the business a little bit more with others as well.
Wonderful. And every time you share, it helps you to think through, or it leads you to think something else. Something else happens when you speak. It clarifies things in your mind. At least that's what I have found over the years. Brother Tafari, what are your impressions tonight as you join us? Can you hear us?
Yes, on.
Well, tonight was a bit more yesterday, so I must say
You're breaking up. We're not hearing you.
Yeah, his internet is kind of slow.
Yeah, your internet is cracking up.
Mhm.
And I didn't know that happened in the States too. I'm just joking.
It's everywhere.
I know. It's a digital era. Pressure.
all of the presentations, I love the forward.
Have you gone again?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to just take your camera off. Maybe that will help. Maybe I should take mine off as well. That's one of the reasons why I have it off for the night.
Okay, let me see. Let me try again. You hear me better now? Okay, yeah. So I was it's a bit more.
No, it's not as good as we thought it would be.
No, not so good. Yes, on Tafarai.
Simple difficulties.
Yes.
Better
Yes,
now?
I think. Oh, are you there? Was that you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was saying, it's a bit more technical tonight than last night with
technical
Dominicans. Forward thinking the Caribbean is really moving in a positive direction. I didn't hear much about money tonight. I mean, they presented their business, but I did not get a lot in terms of how they're gonna make money from these businesses. But in terms of explaining the businesses, I guess I got the gist of the businesses. But overall, I think everybody did pretty well. I love to hear what I'm hearing in terms of coming from the Caribbean. So good presentation, everybody.
Thank you. And that's an important observation that you made, that many people did not have projected finances, how they're gonna get money in, what are they gonna spend money on, anything like that. So that's something that we need to look at as you go forward with your business. It's so important to have the finances, whether they're estimated, projected, actuals, whatever they are. Please pay attention to that. I don't know how far we are with the judges, Crystal.
I have
didn't
one
get to-
question. One of the judges just told me that she sent me some, she messaged me privately. How do I access that? I'm looking for it and I have no idea where to find it.
Maybe when you go offline.
Maybe. All right, brilliant. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I think maybe she sent it, Daniel. I think maybe she sent it in the same chat here.
Right, it would be in a private chat. There's a private
In
chat.
Zoom chat.
Everybody's got a private chat, so you have to find your private chat.
I'm sorry. You mean here are streaming links? No, that's not it. Oh, you may need to go into your own
private chat
in the chat. You're right.
Yeah. On Zoom.
Okay.
Right.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I'll look. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, so we have the video we can share as we await the judges. So the video that we would have played at the beginning of the event, we can now play at the end of the event as we await the judges. So let's go to the Global Entrepreneurship Network's Managing Director, Jonathan Altman, with his presentation and address to the finalists.
Yeah. Still don't have any volume.
Mhm.
Doesn't Zoom have a feature where you share the audio? Yeah, I think Zoom has a share
Yes.
audio feature.
You have to share sound, I guess.
Yeah, share the audio. I am not 1,000,000% certain, but I think I saw that somewhere. I'm not really a Zoom person, but I thought I saw somewhere share audio. When you do the share screen, I think there's a section that says share audio. No, it's still not coming through. Let me look and see.
There's still no sound, Crystal. I'm not
Right,
too
no
sure
sound.
what's happening.
Mhm.
Are you sharing sound or is there an issue with that?
Yes, I'm sharing sound, but it seems to be
Oh.
there's an issue. So we may not be able to share that video. Unfortunately.
Yes, that's but again, that's technology for you in terms of what it can and cannot do.
Yeah, there's actually a share button, share audio button, bottom left-hand screen. When you share screen.
If that EWC is connecting to audio, what's that below there?
No, we've lost you. You're muted still. You're muted, Crystal.
Thank you.
You're
Yes, no, EWC and myself, I'm on both devices.
Ah, okay, okay. So when you try to share sound, it's not picking up at all.
It's not, for some unapparent reason. And I am using the share system audio feature. Yes. Unless I share my entire screen. We can try it one more time. Let's. We can try it one last time.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Altmans, and thanks to the organizers, the judges, the investors at today's Entrepreneurship World Cup National Finals. A very big special thanks, however, to all of our competitors. You're not just the doers and the dreamers of our society, but you're taking the risks. You're the ones that are helping us to navigate through a period of uncertainty, addressing some of the big challenges of our day, ranging from climate change to emerging from this pandemic, and of course, all of the frontier issues that are faced by our various industry verticals around the world. You know, Gen Global, we began our journey about 15 years ago, focusing on the startup community development and on supporting the entrepreneurial support organizations that help to make your path easier. And 5 years ago, we decided to accelerate our work on the front line with you, the founders. It was marked and kicked off with Richard Branson in the opening of our first startup campus, now the largest in Africa, called 22 on Sloan in Johannesburg. And since then, we've reached more than 500,000 founders over the course of this last few years. We're very proud to say in that process, it's required developing early stage investor networks around the world. We've launched grants programs, and of course provided a lot of accelerator support and launched the Founders Club. We're very, very excited to be intricately with you on this journey through the Entrepreneurship World Cup. So I want to invite you to stay with us. We're in it for the long haul. Either get involved in one or more of our programs on the ground, we're in most countries, or come meet us in person. Our next live gathering, which we do every year, is called the Global Entrepreneurship Congress. The next one will be May 1 through 4 of 2023 in Melbourne, Australia. So thanks for letting me take a few seconds to wish you luck today and to thank you for all you do in not just helping develop your own future, but that of your fellow citizens and the communities around you.
So great. I'm so happy that we were able to still share the video from Mr. Jonathan Altman and us here in the Caribbean region. We are especially thankful to be partnered with the Gen Network through COESL and our organizing committee here in the region that is implementing EWC across the Caribbean. And so a special thanks to Dr. Marcia Brandon of COESL, myself from Legrand Solutions, and as well as Joshua Fort from Red Diamonds. And so ourselves and all the judges, national organizers, everyone that works behind the scenes in making these competitions available to finalists or to entrepreneurs rather across the region is a really great feat that we take on. And I'm like to thank everyone that works behind the scene in making these events possible for our region, especially. And so are the judges back? That's the question.
No, the judges are not back, and it seems that they're having a hard time. This is interesting because many times when we say the judges are going to have a hard time, we think, oh, yes, they're going to have a hard time. But tonight, they really do seem to be having a hard time. Is it that everybody was that good, and so they're not able to come up with a winner? But is there a way to check into the yeah. This is very interesting, actually.
Yes.
I don't think we've ever had this. Yeah.
Our secret spy to check in on the judges. Mr. Fort, are you with us tonight?
Can you check into the so it's around 10 minutes have passed, so I suspect we could bring back the judges.
Well, we would have to first know if they are finished, like if they've selected a winner before we bring them back.
Right.
So maybe Mr. Fort, if you're here, could you check in with the judges? Are you here? I'm not hearing him. No? Okay, Dr. Brandon, would you like to check in on the judges? And then what I'll do is keep conversations with the finalists until you get back.
Okay.
Yes, I will assign you to the room. Here we go. You can join. All right. So as Dr. Brandon is checking in on the judges to find out where they're at in their deliberations, in the meantime, we like to keep the show going because we are still live. As an opportunity now that we have some time as we wait for the judges, in the same order that you presented tonight, I will go through each of the finalists, and if you can share where persons can connect with you. As we are on this global platform, we like to, when we need extra time, give persons the opportunity to share their contact information or websites, or just information about how persons can reach you if they would like to support your business or just find out more about your products or services. And so let's start off with Quality Performances, Mr. Weeks. Where can persons connect with you and to learn more about your services?
Okay, you can call me at 246-230-7403. My email address is belnandoweeks@gmail.com. The website is qpstech.com. You can also reach me at sales@qpstech.com. My business is located in St. Clair Road, Haggett Hall, St. Michael.
Thank you so much, Mr. Weeks, and congratulations again on pitching in the finals for Barbados.
Thank you very much.
And on to our next finalist, Ms. Ashley. Share with us how persons can connect with you as you continue to grow and scale your business.
Hi, yes, individuals can contact me on my phone number. It's 246-231-4254. Also on our Instagram, which is at Fresh Barbados, and my email, ashley@freshbarbados.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And on to our next finalist, Ms. Cummings. And just a quick note, don't feel pressured to share your phone number if you don't want to. That is not mandatory, but definitely share how persons can connect with you. So Ms. Cummings, over to you. How can persons reach out to you if they want to connect with your company?
Okay, you can reach me via my website, www.ewmi.com. I am also on Facebook. The name on my Facebook account is Caribbean E-Waste Management, Inc. Or you can reach me via my email, which is mcummings@cewmi, or my number is 246-823-5331. So those are some of the ways you can contact me.
Perfect. And then also our next finalist, Mr. Julian Craig, please share with us how persons can connect with you if they would like to support your business.
Sure. Thanks very much. So you can connect with me at juliangreg.com. So JULIANGREIG.com. Or you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Julian Greg, e-commerce specialist, or you can connect on IG as well, at Julian Greg MR.
Perfect. And our final finalist, Mr. Daniel D'Souza, share with persons how they can connect with you and the V-Card.
QR code.
Hi, guys. Well, everyone needs a business card, right? So you can go straight to vcardcaribbean.com. You'll find all the prices and all my contact information there. Or you can rewind the presentation to me and go straight to my my QR code, scan it, and you'll get instant access to my digital business card with all of my information and all of the phone numbers, email addresses, and socials. Or another way to hit up the business card is to go to URL vcardcaribbean.com/vcard.
Perfect. Thank you. And so we have to give the judges, they've requested 5 minutes. So how do we fill this time? Here's a question for all the finalists, and I will go in the same order. What is the one ask that you have for your company, whether it is financial or you need mentors, support? As I mentioned, this is a global platform. EWC is on a global stage, so it's viewed by many persons around the globe. It's also shared on the EWC YouTube channel. which is also a global platform. So you never know who may see this video now or in the future. So what is your big ask? Please share with us, what is that one thing that can help propel your business forward? Let's start with Mr. Weeks.
Okay, fine, yes. Marketing slash sales. That is the most critical thing that we need at the moment to be able to get the brand, to determine our target markets, to do our promotions. Because if we could get those done, sales could take off pretty much right away, and financing then won't be such of a big problem. All right, so marketing is our biggest ask with sales.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So if anyone is on and they have expertise in marketing, reach out to Mr. Weeks and the information that he shared before to connect with him and provide those services. And so our next finalist, Miss Ashley, over to you. What is your number one, your big ask for propelling your business forward?
Yes, we really need a nonprofit specialist. So someone who can help us to scale and grow, to help us manage our nonprofit, to source financing. Just somebody with that expertise within the nonprofit sector would be great.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you. And Ms. Cummings, over to you. What is your big ask? Ms. Cummings, are you still here with us?
Yes.
Yes.
I am.
Okay, I can hear you better now.
Right. For me, okay. Right. So for me, my biggest ask right now is financial assistance, whether it be in investment or grant or loan. We are asking for 232,600 Barbados dollars, which comes to like 116,000 US, to propel us to the next like development stage of our business, which will be regional.
Thank you, Ms. Cummings. And over to you, Mr. Julian. What is your big ask to help propel your business forward? What does your company need?
Sure. We are looking for partners. So we're looking for a partner who is in the battery recycling space in particular. So anybody who's in that EV or lithium ion space, we would be happy to talk with them with regards to possibilities.
Fantastic. And our final finalist, Mr. Daniel D'Souza, what is your big ask to help propel your business forward?
I would have to agree with Mr. Weeks. Companies do need exposure to other business like-minded individuals. I think more exposure to new companies, especially startups, is the key to bring in more awareness of the product, more awareness of the service, and then support in that way. The companies will take care of themselves. It's just that we need exposure to let people know we actually exist, and to give us a call and utilize our service.
Absolutely. So 2 big asks for marketing, 1 financial ask, and then expert services is what we would need for our entrepreneurs to continue to propel their businesses forward. So if you are watching the replay of this event, or if you're watching us live, please reach out to the entrepreneurs in the contact information that they shared earlier and help our entrepreneurs here in the EWC Barbados pitch competition to grow and scale their business. Not every business has a financial need, and even if it is financial, we do need resources from across the globe to help our businesses to continue to grow. So I congratulate the finalists for being here in this arena, in this space where you can present your business on this global platform. And I hope that by making your calls public, this will help to connect you with the right people that you need for your business. And so, Dr. Brandon, yes, we are here holding the fort and sharing some insights into our entrepreneurs. How is it in the judging deliberation room?
I wish I had better news for you. I'm just They are still deliberating, believe it or not. They said they wanted 1 minute, 5 minutes, and they would be out. They seem to have a robust conversation going on in terms of deliberations. And yes, it does sound as if all the businesses, all the ideas were so good that they're having a really hard time making a decision on who is going to the regional finals and who might actually head to the global finals. So,
right?
Yeah, yes.
It's always a task to figure out amongst all the brilliant entrepreneurs that are in any pitch competition, which one is the one winner. I would say that that's compliments to the finalists this year, that they gave the judges a run for their money then, a huge challenge to determine that one person that will be moving forward. So that's a good sign, I guess, for all the entrepreneurs, but just a bad sign for us in time. So we're hopeful that 5 minutes does help them to come to a decision. We shared already some of the contact details for all the entrepreneurs. So we're encouraging the global audience to connect with the entrepreneurs. And we've also shared their big ask for their business. And of course, we had earlier discussions on their experience going through the Entrepreneurship World Cup programs. So what do we talk about next? Is there anyone that has any further details that they may not have had the opportunity to share as yet that they would like to hone in on about their companies or about themselves and their entrepreneurship journey?
I guess I can go. But I just launched another aspect of the V-Card Caribbean business model, which is getting or giving the entrepreneur access, well, the young startup entrepreneur access to a website-like platform to promote their business and services. It's off of the WhatsApp platform. And maybe if I share my screen, I'll be able to show them. Let me see, 1 second. Share. Can anybody see?
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right, so going over here to V-Card Caribbean. My store, so I can show you what it looks like, is vcardcaribbean.com/store. You can put whatever name of your company right here, but here is what my online store looks like. It has my businesses, it has all of the cards that we have for sale, and the prices and a little, something about it. Just imagine, instead of all of this, maybe it could be your information. Clients can come on and share via WhatsApp or Instagram or LinkedIn, your services and products. If they are interested, they can actually add it to a cart. And this is actually a free service that entrepreneurs have access to when you are on a user on the platform. So here you are, and then you can place an order via WhatsApp.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily need a big expensive website. If you are a client or one of our clients using our digital business cards, you have access to this service to create for yourself free. And I just created and added on the service as another helpful hand for young entrepreneurs to get more information out there. And if you have a product, maybe this is something that would be able to propel the sale of these products or services.
Fair enough. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. D'Souza. And I really hope that entrepreneurs in the Caribbean region, as that is your target audience, does reach out to you and start to connect and learn more about your V-Card services for Caribbean entrepreneurs. So thank you for sharing that. With us tonight, we also have, you're welcome, sorry. With us tonight, we also have Mr. Tafari here with us tonight. And he was one of the judges in one of our other competitions. And he is also an entrepreneur. So Mr. Tafari, we would like to have you share with us some of your products, services, your entrepreneurship journey. As we await the judges' results, we would love to hear from you, about your company and your services as well.
Okay, good evening, everybody again. My company right now that I operate from is more a preventative, healthy living based company. I am mainly a farmer, but just like in the pitch we had last evening with the guy from Dominica, that is why I said his business kind of intrigued me a bit, because it's the same concept that I have in mind. Sometimes we tend to just limit ourselves to farming and seeing just the produce side of it. But I think the advantage that we have in the Caribbean to some extent is set in value-added products. And so on my journey, I decided to not just do the produce and market the produce, because here I am based in California right now, but there's a huge market for the produce on the farmer's market side. That's the raw material. However, I still see the need for value-added products. Thus, in the background, you're seeing some of my teas that I've made from various roots that we grow. There's some capsules that we do from various herbs and roots that we also grow on the farm. And there's also some oils that we create based on, and so the products though are based more on preventative. So there's some products that we develop, like the tea specifically, were kind of created for COVID, but we couldn't say that based on the fact that it's herbal versus the pharmaceutical, that argument that presents itself. So because we function more from a preventative, and for me, like I was saying, the argument for COVID should have been based on the immune system and keeping your immune system boosted. And I realized that from early. So I said, this is where I'm going to channel my energy. Instead of thinking of a vaccine and a cure, how about thinking of keeping yourself boosted so that you don't have to worry as much? And so thus, these products. And so a lot of the products that I develop are along that line. And so we're building out right now. Mellow Farms is the name of the company. The brand is All Natural Boost. And we're ready and pushing.
Thank you, Mr. Tafari. And as you mentioned, the added features of the company that pitched last night, adding experiential design to their business model was a really great advantage for the agricultural sector. Maybe you can talk more about that. How agricultural business
about that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, you're breaking up again. Maybe we can hear you now. Try again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't get your question though. Sorry.
Yes, I was saying that you mentioned the entrepreneur that pitched in yesterday's competition, and with the added feature of experiential design added to their agricultural business model, where they're inviting persons to experience their farms and to go through that process, and that being just a new model for the agricultural sector, that persons can diversify then their income portfolios by adding on these experiences where persons get to see the process of their manufacturing and everything else. So I would love to like hear some more from you in terms of how you feel about that particular added advantage for sectors like yours.
Well, fortunately for me, I had the experience of working in a similar institution back on St. Kitts and Nevis. There's a project there called Kittish Hill or Belmont Farms, which basically is an upscaled version to what the guy presented yesterday. What I liked about his version is that it's more suited to just the average individual versus the Kittish Hill project was geared to a higher end, they were geared to a higher end target. But the concept is one I think that should be adopted by many more of the Caribbean islands, where we marry agriculture and tourism. I think for too long, we have seen like a gap between there that I think that void needs to be filled. So if we have more people like us developing the products, and the hotel is now thinking along that line, that our product will be able to be sold and used in the industry versus having to rely on imported products that may be inferior and with other products that are ingredients that are chemicals and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing your company, and congratulations to you. I know that you're on the judging side in our competition, but as well, you are an entrepreneur. So much success to you. And luckily, right in time, we see our judges are back. So welcome back, judges. We have been holding it down for you, waiting for your decision. Yes, so we would love to know who will be the spokesperson tonight, letting us know the feedback for the finalists and as well as your results.
We've elected Michelle. You know, this is women empowerment as well, and the world is moving in this direction. So Michelle has been duly elected by the team. So Michelle, I can't help but to say you're the best person in this case to represent our thoughts and sentiments.
Thank you so very much. And it has been a pleasure listening to all of the presentations from all 5 of you. Kudos to you for putting these presentations together. I want to also congratulate you on the immense work that you're doing, particularly in the space of the environmental space that you're working in. Many of you had that shift. We're not really seeing much of products and services per se in terms of, all commercial. We're not looking at environmental focus and looking at solving real world problems. So kudos to you for that, and health and all of these things, education, we need that. I also want to say that the judges, all of us, we had a very challenging time, really assessing all of you, because we had to look at everything with a fine-tooth comb, really applying the criteria that we were assigned, the products, the people, the potential, the predictability of each of your businesses. But we are confident that we have selected collaboratively and unanimously selected a winner that we believe will best represent Barbados to the best of her abilities. And I just gave a hint right there. So we have chosen a winner, and that winner who is going to represent Barbados is none other than, can I have a drum roll, please? Miss Cummings of Caribbean E-Waste Management, Inc. Congratulations. We have selected you as the winner. Congratulations to you. Though you did not get to finish your presentation, it was enough to get you the win. So congratulations. And I give you the floor to give your feedback.
Oh my God. Thank you very much. I mean, I was confident in everything, but I still had, the if, because I didn't get to finish my presentation. I said, oh boy, this knocked me out for sure. But thank you so much. I am so grateful for this opportunity to represent Barbados. I participated in the the first World Cup, Entrepreneurship World Cup, where Dale Trotman won, and I had gotten second runner-up. So I am so grateful for this win. Thank you so much. I am very elated. Very elated.
All right. Congratulations to you, Ms. Cummings, and congratulations to all the finalists who preached tonight. Before we close out, Dr. Marcia Brandon, do you have any words before we sign off?
Well, I want to say congratulations to Ms. Cummings. I mean, I am very, very aware of her business and her work. And I want to say congratulations to all of the finalists. You again, I just want to reiterate, you're all winners. And I really hope that you connect together and that you continue to support each other and work together as much as you can and open doors for each other. That's so important. But I want to thank the judges. I know it was particularly hard. I saw the time you took to get this done. So I know that you had some pressure dealing with the 4 Ps. But I think I can safely say that you made the best call with the information you had. And I'm sure Ms. Cummings will represent Barbados very well at the regional level. Her business, of course, is one that is extremely viable and valuable during this time. I want to thank my team, Crystal, Legrand, Mr. Ford, for all your support. We couldn't do it without you. I really want to thank EWC for making this program, and in effect, Jen, for making this program available to us here in the Caribbean, that we can expose our entrepreneurs to this type of growth, because it is growth. It is resources that you can access, that you can utilize to help you to continue on your entrepreneurial journey. Thank you, everyone. I'm extremely happy that everybody's at home. I hope you're at home, so you don't need to get up and go anywhere. So I don't need to say drive safely, but I do need to say rest well, take care, and you know where to find us here at COESL, a partner of Global Entrepreneurship Network and the regional organizer for EWC in the Caribbean. Have a great night. Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Before you jump off, could we please take a photo? I keep forgetting that. We can go through and flip through and take from the recording, but it's just not the same.
Yeah. And good night, everyone. We are at the end of the competition, and congratulations again to Ms. Cummings. We look forward to seeing you at the regionals. Good night, and we are closing out.